So the way you need to think about Entity Framework is it's there to help you connect to the database and give you the ability to write to the database and link that up with your classes in the code. So for example, if I have a student class here, what Entity Framework will do is if you set that as a DB set over here, it will go ahead and create that table for you. So basically you don't have to worry about creating tables in the database manually. So here, for example, if I connect to this local database, you can see that this is the school database, and within here I have table called DBO students. So this was created by Entity Framework for me, including the columns that are created within here. So I did not have to manually go into the database to create this. This is because the Entity Framework has several ways of doing this, but I used something called ensure created. What this did was it checked the SQL Server instance over here. It ensured that there was a database called school. If there was not a database called school, it would create it, and then it would do the same with students table. If not there, then create it, and same with any columns within here. So then it also manages things like connecting to the database for you, because you specify the connection here, and it will initiate, open, and close connections when needed. For example, if you are checking to make sure the SQL Server has the database table and columns, it will check that, open the connection and close it. And same here, it will check for any records. If not, then add the following records in. And it takes care of when you're querying the data, it will connect and manage that connection for you. And its job is by using the students here, class over here, it's able to work out what properties columns in the database exist, and those then can be queried using the link over here. But one part that we want to do is we can't simply add a new column here and for it to automatically appear within the students table over here. So if we want to do that, then there is a concept called migrations. Now we could do this manually. So we could, as shown in my previous explanations, you can do this manually by simply adding a new column within in here and then going back here and updating your class. But what we want to do is we want to add the new column here, or a new property, and then the Entity Framework to go ahead and automatically create the new column within here, within the database, and also track when we add new things to the database, so that we can back out a change if we don't like it, or if we want to back it out and then put it back in. So we're able to upgrade and downgrade as we please. That's where migrations come in, and they become really handy without you having to manually create columns within here. You can just use your code to create a column in here and manage it through migrations.